Jingle bells, Batman smells, it is Sunday night. Kevin's here, J-Max here, and Jeanice is here. It's your delight, audibly. Fuck that up, man. I just actually thought about it in my head while the intro was playing, and I thought, nah.
I tell you, I loved that wee gremlin animation at the end. That made me really laugh.
That was for that. Believe it or not, J-Mac, but that was for you. Gremlins. We've spoke about this here episode, right?
Yes.
I mean, what was it? About 6 months ago? We were like, Jeanice, what's your favourite film, right? And she says Gremlins, so we had to do it. Lee's in the chat. Hi, Lee. Stick around. This is going to be interesting. You've already met Jeanice. It's going to be class. Andy, my man, top guy. So it'll be weird having Jeanice talking to us and no up in the comments, right?
Yeah, well, she'll need to just keep commenting anyway.
I know.
Keep the numbers up.
audibly comment. Jeanice is in the waiting room, and we'll bring her in just a second. So we spoke to Jeanice and we're like, what's your favourite film? Because as an honorary Jibber Jabber, I says we need to get her on the episode at one point. And what's your favourite film? She says Gremlins. And what better way to really bring in the festive season than to talk about one of the greatest Christmas films, which we'll talk about in a wee while. What makes a Christmas film, right? So you add that into the mix, wee salt into there, Jeanice, and we've got here a banging episode for tonight where we're going to deep dive right into Gremlins, which is a huge part of everybody's heart. Ross Caldwell says, "Evening, gents." Evening, Ross Caldwell. Hope you're getting a good start to the Christmas season. Holla, gents, literally just finished watching Gremlins. We're the way. I think I've watched it like 3 times in the last wee while. One was earlier on as well. And I watched a couple of documentaries. I'm set up for it. So J-Mac, look forward to this.
Absolutely, man. I've got very, very fond memories of Gremlins growing up. I used to watch Gremlins 2 a lot more than the first one.
I
think Gremlins 2 is actually, it's more silly and it's more fun than the first one. It's almost poking fun at the first one, and I quite like that. It's quite meta in that respect. But the first one, it's still very good. But I still think the second one tops it for me. I mean, it's a debate to be had at some point. Maybe we'll need to review the second one as well. But yeah, I've been especially looking forward to having Jeanice on again as well. Well,
without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, an absolute pillar of the Jibber Jabber community. Give me a couple of words, J-Mac, quick. The absolute what?
The thriller from Manila.
The thriller from Manila. She's from Indiana, so Christmas is the same for her as it is for us every year.
No shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeanice, it is such a pleasure to have you on the podcast. How are you doing?
Hi, thank you.
Oh, it's awesome. It's such an honor to finally have. I mean, we always say this to everybody. If anybody would love to come on the show, most definitely let us know, because it's always great for us to banter back and forth, regardless, with ourselves, with others, especially folk as treasured as yourself, Jeanice. So before I ask you what makes Gremlins your favourite film, J-Mac has sent me a link, right? And I've not looked at it. I'm just going to open it now, and I have to play it here live on this podcast. I have no idea what it is, okay? And yes, so I'm going to bring it up if I know how to do that. Right.
This might be this might be the best money I've ever spent. Like I said, me and Matthew both chipped in some of our hard-earned cash to get this video done, especially for you, Kev. So I hope you enjoy it.
Oh, mate. I can only see a thumbnail and it looks beautiful. Let me see how I can bring this up. There it is. I just need to make sure that I'm sharing the audio here. Also include the audio. Here we go. This one. Right, okay, lads. I'm going to share it. Can we all see? Oh, the browser can't access. Oh, of course. Of course. Let me just try that.
You always work out a way to do
it. Always on the second one, but I don't know about the audio. So here we go. It's up, right? We're all having a wee look here. Can we all see it? In fact, I'll go like this.
Yeah,
that's better. Hey. Right? Can you guys hear this? Can you hear that? Could you hear that?
No.
Aye.
No. Has he started talking yet?
He was, in my ears. Hold on. It's always the second time, isn't it? Always the second
Yeah, it's
time.
weird. I don't know why that happens. I think StreamYards in general being a bit of a pain in the ass right now.
Try capturing on the screen. Well, you're telling me, mate. Telling me. It's no recognizing. Oh wait,
Maybe
if I just do that on
Gremlins
another
in his
screen.
machine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jeanice, mate. Jeanice is hitting it. Jeanice is hitting it. There we go. I think it worked now. Okay, we ready for this? Here we go. All right, you guys can hear this now.
Hello.
Yes.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Here we go then. Here we go.
Hello, Kevin.
No.
It's Lewis Saunderson here from the internet.
I fucking hate him.
You may recognise me as the crying guy on Top Court. The crying dad. It's been brought to my attention from J Mac and Matthew Mandert. Sadly, you're losing your hair. You have a receding hairline.
What one he
I
is?
know this deeply upsetting for you, and I know that it's distressing for them and everybody that knows you to see you suffering like this. I would say it happened to the best of us. Unfortunately, that's not true. Some of us, we have hair until we're old, and some more unfortunate people, you can start to lose your hair in your, late teens, early 20s. I don't know your exact age, but from my understanding, you're too young to be losing your hair and to be having a receding hairline. I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry to hear this news. I understand that
we've got tears and everything.
You're always busy. You're always busy, and you have more kids than Genghis Khan. But listen, you're a great guy, okay, and people love you and appreciate you. But you're going to have to go to the doctors or do something about your receding hairline. There's treatments that you can have. You got to sort it out because it's only going to make you miserable for the rest of your life. All right, listen, I wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and all the very best of luck for the future with your hair, my friend. Thanks for being a fan.
Oh, mate.
Take care. All the best.
Do you know? I never thought ever that I would see a video of that, guys, that I actually liked, and you guys have topped it. It's so heartfelt. And the good thing is for everyone else. Now when I see that guy, I'm going to fucking batteries melting for being cheeky. No, that was very kind. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. And did you see the little bit where he broke character because he found my joke funny? You got more kids than Genghis Khan. You just seen a chuckle. It's the first time I've ever seen him break character, so that actually made the video better for me. But
I think Genghis Khan has more for kids. And by the way, he's saying that there's things you can do about getting like your hair back. I mean, there are hair transplants, but we're not there yet because the show doesn't make enough money. But if you would like to sponsor me getting a hair transplant, by all means, send us a coffee.
The way I see it, hair is not everything. I've been without hair. I went through chemo, so rock it, buddy. Just rock it.
And now you feel like a fanny, J-Mac. Eh? Look right in the camera.
Nope. No, I will not take this one back, man. I had fun asking him to say all those things. But no, definitely best money that me and Matthew Min have ever spent together.
That was very kind of you. Actually, so heartfelt. I feel very honoured. And by the way, it just means that payback is on its way, and it'll be. You have set the bar, and I will. What happens, J-Mac, when someone sets the bar?
Well, what I've done there, Jeanice, is I've gotten somebody that Kevin doesn't like very much to give him a personalised video. So what Kevin's going to do is get somebody from my past Let's go with an ex-girlfriend to just come along and fuck my life completely up, and he can just sit there and laugh.
Well, I will just say sorry ahead of time.
Nah, that was weak, J-Mac. An ex-girlfriend is very weak. I'll do something way better than that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Andy says, J-Mac the Phantom Fatter.
The Phantom Fatter? What's that mean?
I have no idea. That was yeah. I feel gutted that I haven't brought nothing to the table for you guys, but there's still time. So watch this space. But
you got me that little He-Man Funko Pop, that one there.
But that was for your birthday, though. That was for your birthday. You can't see it's no as big as that we did, but it's a wee special edition guy. I was thinking, oh yeah, I got him a Funko Pop. Wait a minute, did I not see one in his background? No, I might have imagined it. And then I went on the next episode and was like, fuck, there's a huge one right behind it. But he's different. He comes with a weapon and all
big
that,
one,
right?
Small one. Yeah, he's awesome, man. I love it. I don't know if I love it as much as you loved that video, but I do love it.
I mean, what's not to love about the guy that you most despise on the internet insulting you? I mean, there's no much you can't love about that, right? No, it was beautiful. I very much appreciate that, guys. It actually makes, when you go to that effort just to rub salt in the wounds, you didn't put effort in that for somebody you didn't care about. So I feel it right.
Exactly, and now we've shown the real reason that you're wearing a Santa hat tonight.
No, I'm wearing a Santa hat truly because, mate, I didn't have a hat on in the last episode. There's no, it bothers everybody else worse.
You don't need to defend yourself. It's fine. It's okay, man.
Where is your Santa hat?
Do you know what? Between you and I, we can both get over this. All right? It's fine. Don't worry about it. Where's my Santa hat? I explained this. I will sweat too much. It's not happening.
Okay.
I'm already sweating. My wife's got the central heating on, and I'm fucking boiling. But
who still calls it the central heating? It's just heating, man. Central heat.
What do you call it in America, Jeanice?
Central heat.
Right. Fuck off.
That's why I said central heating.
She calls it aircon. The aircon.
Yeah, don't.
No.
So Jeanice, you opted for this film, and it gave us the incentive to go ahead and deep dive this, which we should have done long before now. Why is Gremlins your favorite film? Is it just your favorite film, or is it your favorite Christmas film?
Kind of a little bit of both. I don't like the traditional sappy Christmassy, love stories kind of thing. I don't like that. For me, it's the monsters. I just really like, and the storyline. It's the you're not ready for that yet, kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, growing up watching Gremlins was always. I mean, it's like Goonies, which, funnily enough, same guy, yes. Chris Columbus, right? The Goonies, it's the same type of thing. It's one of those things that always has kind of been where you don't really look at it as a movie. You look at it as more than a movie. It's just a passage of your life, really. That would you agree with me, J-Mac?
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's certain things that just don't feel like films. They feel like part of who you are as a person. And especially like when I was growing up watching movies like the Goonies, I would try and dress like the characters. I remember for so many years wearing double
Superman
denim.
t-shirt.
No, double denim. Oh, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. No, like... I would wear double denim to try and look like Mikey and stuff like that from the Goonies. And it's part of... They're part of me. Gremlins, like I said earlier, I'm more of a Gremlins 2 guy, but Gremlins is still awesome.
Don't know why. Well, I actually just not long watched the Gremlins documentary, which brings a lot of information that we might not have known about Gremlins. This was actually written by Christopher Columbus, the same guy that had a lot to do with making the first and second Harry Potter film.
Yeah,
and his original script for Gremlins was far darker.
Yeah.
Like the mum gets her head cut off and it gets thrown down the stairs, right?
Oh,
but when
wow.
Steven,
he was going for it, man. Even like when they find the teacher, like they find him with a single needle in his ass. In the original script, he had hundreds of needles all over his face.
Wow.
Oh no, it's a bit too much. The dog got eaten. Yeah, the dog was eaten by the gremlins. Apparently, there was supposed to be a scene where they attack a McDonald's and just eat all the customers. It was pretty
That's
fucked
right.
up.
And the thing is, as well, so this is what part of what Chris Columbus says. This is where he learned the beauty of rewrites. So Steven Spielberg called him, and he's like, okay. Steven Spielberg called him and was like, this film is great, but we need to add and take away things. And he wanted to make it more a family-centric type film. And also Gizmo wasn't there. Gizmo was Steven Spielberg's creation. He says, we need to keep one of them in their original form, one that sides with the main character that the audience will love, and one that we'll forever have merchandise of. And then the puppeteer, the guy that made the evolution of Gizmo to the Gremlins, was like, well, we have to keep it in the same vein. It can't turn into like a crocodile. It has to look like it evolved from Gizmo. Do you know Gizmo's fur was the same as the puppeteer's dog? Oh no, sorry, Steven Spielberg's dog. He was like, I want Gizmo's fur the same as my wee dog, and that's why Gizmo's furry. Crazy, yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy, but I like it.
It's interesting. It's interesting.
Although the darker version would have been kind of cool too, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, exactly, Jeanice, you're right. I think it would be cool to see the darker version done, maybe in animation or something. Just like do like I know there has been a couple of, or at least one Gremlins animated series, which I've never seen. I only found out about it today, so that could be interesting.
Well, by the way,
to see that original script made into a full-length anime with the gore and the horrible stuff would be fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, phenomenal.
They done that with Jack Frost. They turned that into like a wee horror film. Have you seen it? The Jack Frost horror, where he's not a nice snowman. He just does you in.
Have I seen it?
Aye.
Yeah. Sorry, you two guys just froze for me again. I know it's on my end because I know that the video comes out okay.
Did you just call Jeanice a guy? You said you two guys. I only see one guy and one amazing lady.
The proverbial guys, right?
You're a proverbial guy. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeanice, the proverbial guy.
Well, let's go with people.
I've been called worse.
I'm starting to wonder how much that video really got under your skin at this point.
No, I'm just taking every chance.
I do have an exit button. The exit button ready to press.
Just shoot some right into the air.
Do you know, I haven't actually seen the Jack Frost horror film because I know it's supposed to be terrible. So I've never watched it. Yeah. I mean, knowing that, like, it's not one that I've thought about watching since knowing Matthewman, so it might be worth a visit just to see if it does resonate.
I think there's select films that should come with a Matthewman approved sticker. And that way, I know what I'm in for. You know what I mean?
So you get like UPG 12A 15 18 M.
Matthewman approved. Ross says Gremlins is one of those films when you meet someone who hasn't seen it, it comes as a shock. That's 100%. It goes like this, right? J-Mac, we're going to roleplay here while Jeanice comes back. I think she's disappeared. So you're going to be the person that's like, I've never seen it, right? Mate, you seen Gremlins?
Nah, it passed me by.
You've not seen Gremlins?
No. What stupid film about fucking monsters?
And then what happens is J-Mac gets staying outside and fucking leathered. And then, ta-da! This is the end. Jeanice seems to have frozen and gone. She's faded to black. She's just done a god. Was it a Sopranos on us? Matthewman says Jack Frost is self-aware, shitey, 100%, but it's fun. I'm gonna wait for Jeanice. I don't know. I think maybe our signal's away, but it's all good. It's all good. Not to worry. We'll just
come back.
Be patient. She'll come back. She always comes back.
She's always resurrection.
Exactly. Here's one thing I found interesting. Right, Steven Spielberg phones up to say, "I want to do Gremlins," and the puppeteers are like, "Yeah, we had such little money to do it that we had to make sure we did these things by using poles to hang them." Steven Spielberg called you up to do Gremlins. How the fuck have you got no money? How is Steven Spielberg involved in a film at this point in his career that doesn't have a big budget?
I don't know, unless maybe he was asking him to build some kind of prototypes or concept things that they just didn't have money to build.
Even then, come on. What do you mean you didn't have money to build? Okay, maybe your first couple of films, but Steven Spielberg. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I wasn't there. I wasn't fucking there. Don't ask me.
I wasn't there. Stop taking it at me, man. The thing is, though, I think I would hazard a guess that the studios were not overly keen based on what they were seeing. You know the scene, which I thought was excellent, by the way. The scene where she's talking about it, it's Kate, who's played by Phoebe Cates, right? She's talking about how she found it Santa wasn't real.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that kind of makes me not want to show it to my son. Like I considered when I was going to sit down and watch it before the podcast, as I always do, and I thought, you know what, I'll just watch it with my wife and son because the youngest one will be in bed. And then I thought, no, because there's that fucking scene where she basically says, that's how I found out Santa Claus wasn't real. And I was like, I can't really show
I suppose
him. I hope he's not watching this.
Well, here's the thing. So, more so, it's not that you can't show him because the guy died in the chimney. It's more so because you don't want him to know Santa's not real. That's good. Because there you go. That's actually one thing they never actually thought about. It's like, if kids actually watch that, still believing in Santa, you've literally just let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah. Yeah, and it would be a rather unfortunate thing to be sitting in the cinema with your kid, and then imagine it's 1984. You take your 6-year-old to see Gremlins because you were allowed to, which is mental, right? And then all of a sudden, there's a part of the film where somebody says Santa Claus isn't real, and then your kid turns to you and goes, "Is that true, mommy?" And well, no, she's talking pish.
Jeanice says, "Hi, I had a call come in and I can't see her here. Had to jump on the PC. No problem, Jeanice. Just let us know how and when, and we'll get you back in." Matthew says, "The wee Ian's first time watching Gremlins tonight. Nice to see her laughing at the wee guys." Do you know, I watched this with my family. See where it came to the whole Santa's no real thing. I think it just glossed, it didn't even register in their head, right? And another thing, I've actually started telling my kids, because I'm like, do you know what? I bust my fucking ass for all these nice presents and put everything into this Christmas. Why some fat sack getting fucking credit for it? So I says, no, you know what? Santa brings some, right?
It's no J-Mac that brings them.
I never said that. I say, no. So Santa does some presents, but Mum and Dad also put a lot into it, you know?
Yeah,
so the magic of Santa.
we've just started going down that route. Yeah. I think this is going to be my son's last year. This is he's going into primary 7 next year. I mean, he's going to be 11, and
he'll get
that was
battered
if he doesn't. That was actually that was the same age that I had to be told. I had to be told that at the same age, because I was so engrossed in the magic of Christmas. I don't know. I think I might have mentioned this last week on the show that I even caught my parents and my grandfather wrapping presents in the middle of the night, or setting the presents out in the middle of the night when I was about 5, and I still didn't even clock on to the fact that it was a fantasy. But I love the magic of Christmas, and having the kids in your life brings that back, because you lose it for a good number of years.
Totally.
Having kids in your life brings that back, and because of the age gap now between my sons, I get to go through it again with my youngest one. And I'm happy about that. But I wouldn't like it to be, basically, I wouldn't like Santa Claus to be outed by a movie.
He's outed. Well, the thing is, luckily for Angus, it'll be Murray that outs Santa Claus to him at a far younger age than what Murray realised.
I would say, and when he does, I will batter him, but by that time he's going to be big enough to batter me.
Well, the thing is, there's nothing you can do about it. The older one always likes to pass on the wisdom, like the day I had to say to Lucas, "Hey, do you want to know day that?" All right, because Rosie has a blanket that she's had since she was born with her name on it, and it's called Pinky, and it's now purple, right? It's called Pinky. It's been washed that many times, and Lucas is like, eventually that's going to like deteriorate because it's so old, and Rosie's like, "My Pinky, it's old," and I'm like, to Lucas, why? He's like, "What? It's true." I'm like, "But why?" Do you know what I mean? so they do like to pass on the knowledge. Eh? Reign of Horror says, "What up, crew? Hope all is well. It is nice to have you here. I need to check this channel out, Reign of Horror, because I hope it's very, very much centered on horror." And by the way, shout out to our good friend Barry. Wolfman's got nards on getting his fucking YouTube plaque. Legend, man. Reign of Horror says, my parents made sure we never believed in Santa. I'll be this Santa. And then he went on to become Reign of Horror. My dad made sure we knew our gifts came from and who paid for them. It's like, see the lights? That's your gift. See the food? That's your gift. I'm fucking Santa. All right.
I was watching Scrooged yesterday, and it's the bit where Bill Murray's it goes back in time, and he's sitting in front of the TV as a kid, and his dad comes in and throws this package down the floor in front of me. He's like, "Merry Christmas," and he's like, "Is it a choo-choo train?" He's like, "No, it's 5 pounds of veal."
Exactly. Christmas is it's still a magical time. It's a time to be with your family. And by the way, shout out to Jevron. Check this out.
Yeah,
this almost cost him his marriage. This is a very expensive Mogwai.
It was funny. He sent it to us, and he was like, "Don't ask how much it cost." And the first thing I said was, "How much did it cost?" And he was like, "Almost my marriage."
It's like, oh, so you never had this when you were a kid. Which, by the way, I don't know if you can tell from our surroundings, but J-Mac and I have wee places we go to hide in our homes where all the shit that is cool to us wouldn't be seen in the gaff. Reign of Horror says, yes, I started my channel almost 2 months ago, and it is centered on nothing but horror films, TV series, etc. Channels like this encourage me to keep grinding. Well, by the way, keep going. We've been doing this for 7 years. Coming on, is it 7 years now? 2018?
Surely fucking not. Is it 7 years?
Just coming on. 7 years now, because it was the end of the year 2018.
I was in my early 30s when we started doing this.
Crazy. And we do this every week. And we also
had hair when we started this.
Still have hair, you fucking wank. Yeah, you want to go back and have a look at the pictures, and you'll see how we have surely changed, J-Mac. While I bring up some olden goldies, aye.
Let's not, because you can't control your hair loss. You can't control your hair loss. The way I've changed can be easily controlled with calorie counting.
Jeanice is back. One thing I'll say to Reign of Horror, go and check out Wolfman's Got Nards. He's been doing it about 11 years, and he just got his play button. So keep up the good work and just keep grinding. I'll definitely check your channel out.
Like, Jeanice is starting to feel my frustration from every week.
Wait, no. Jeanice says, I'm back. It happens, Jeanice. Maybe there's a gremlin in your phone.
Probably.
Wait. Is it one of those foreign phones?
By the way, we call that of its time. Matthewman says, as a kid, I always preferred the wee bad gremlins over the furry mogwais. The laughing still cracks me up. Well, the laughing is actually the character. What's the name of the main one again? Was it Splinter something?
Stripe.
That's it. Here, Jeanice, are you drinking Jack D for the bottle, man?
I swear to God, I thought that was Jack Daniels for a second. I think it's apple
juice.
It's
Jack Daniels or it's barbecue sauce. What is it?
What are you drinking? What is that? Is it some kind of fruit juice?
No, it's pure leaf tea.
Mate, I thought
when I first saw it go up like that, I was like,
Jeanice, man, fucking yeah.
So I thought I was bad.
Who's fucking Jeanice, man?
Wish I had some. Merry Christmas.
Just trying to stay merry.
That's right.
Got to hydrate. But the voice of Stripe is a well-known voice actor called Frank Welker. And Welker, believe it or not, is he also is Shockwave from mate, at the end of Mortal Kombat, Shao Kahn shows up. You mere mortals. That's him.
Man, I thought it was Howie Mandel. Howie Mandel.
Howie Mandel is Mogwai, Gizmo.
He's Mogwai.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's not the Gremlins. He's not Stripe.
No,
right.
Right. But Stripe. But there are other voice actors, but the main one for all the Gremlins was Frank Welker, who, I mean, we should try and reach out and get him on.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Excellent, by the way. Mate, he's Scooby fucking Doo. Right?
And Scooby fucking don't know how to use a computer. He's too old.
Animaniacs, Futurama.
Yeah.
All right. the guy's Curious George. I wasn't that arsed, Curious George. Don't tell him that if he comes on next week.
That's the thing is we never had Curious George over here. That wasn't a thing when we were growing up in the UK, Jeanice. We didn't have Curious George. It's a very American thing.
I'm curious as to why that is, but
yeah, but y'all got like Paddington Bear and
but he's a wee knob end. Nobody here likes Paddington unless you're fucking Shuggy Grantos, mate. I'll tell you what it is. It's a Cramp Twins. It's Mona the Vampire, right? Should be motherfucking do.
Shuggy Grantos. Oh man. Do you know?
One day
it is mental what us as Scots do to the language. You know, like the name Hugh Grant. Well, the name Hugh is changed for some reason to Shug.
Mate, Ramsey.
Yeah.
Shug.
My next door neighbour's an old guy. He's like 75 years old. His name's Hugh, and we call him Shug. You know, it's such a weird. It's a weird change. Why add the sh? You know, Shuggy. Shuggy Grantos.
No, it's excellent.
How the hell did we go on to Hugh Grant?
Because we're talking about
Gremlins.
You guys always go off topic though. Like
yeah, it's part of
most of the night, mate. Most of the night.
It's part of the charm.
To be fair, let's. Janice brought up Paddington, so she's getting the fucking blame for that, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, he brought up Paddington.
But Paddington, he is just like every episode of Paddington you watch is just him writing his auntie a letter to tell him how much he's fucked up everybody's lives this week. Like he might not do it deliberately, but it does cause some serious blood. Oh, I'm going to help someone do something. Oh no, I fucked everything up. Let's fix it.
True. So get this right. So I watched Gremlins for many years as a kid, and always had this mad memory that the wee Chinese guy in the Chinese shop was Mr. Miyagi. And I know it's not, but for a long time in my head it was. Anybody else suffer for that? Or that is what's known as the Mandela effect. I think it probably was Miyagi back in the day, and they just changed it out after the Mandela effect happened.
I think it's racism.
What? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
No, I can see why you would think that, because it kind of looks like the guy from Big Trouble in Little China and Tremors,
yes.
who also
that too.
Yeah, but he does look a bit like Mr. Miyagi. It's just an unfortunate coincidence.
I was in Speed 2, wasn't he?
I never seen Speed 2. I didn't bring myself to that low level of shittedness. I remember seeing Keanu Reeves getting interviewed about that. He's like, why weren't you in Speed 2? And he's like, I was just at a point in my life where I didn't want to do shitty movies. It's like, okay, fair enough. But yeah, the whole Mr. Miyagi thing, I do understand, because there's definitely similarities, even though Mr. Miyagi was Japanese, which is another issue. But yeah.
What are the 3 rules then? What are the 3 rules of owning a Mogwai?
Jeanice, you can take this one.
Don't get them wet.
Well, it's pretty tough, that.
Never feed them after midnight.
Yeah.
I just forgot the 3rd one. Gosh dang it. Out of the light. They hate the light.
Yeah, that's the way.
That's not a rule, though. That's not the rule. No, it's out of something else.
Sunlight.
Oh, no, it is. Sorry, you already said the
sunlight.
fucking water.
Yes.
Oh, yes. You're correct. You're correct, Jeanice. Look at me, man. Losing
It's like,
here.
Just keep them away from everything that supports life.
No.
Strange. It's a strange concept. Did you know that the word Mogwai is
Several.
Mandarin for Kevin? Let me fucking finish. I thought this video has just destroyed this podcast. That little crying game video has just ruined the dynamic that we've had here. I was trying to be nice. I was trying to make you laugh, and now you're just being evil and vindictive, and you know what? You're being a Mogwai. That's what you're being. You're being.
I'm going to
absolute
challenge
Mogwai.
this for a second, and wait a minute, right? To prove that that's not true. Is it unlike me to spoil something before it's been fucking given?
You normally spoil movies.
No.
Not my talent.
Bullshit. If I can jump in and make a mess like a wee gremlin, I'm always up for it. Ross says, I've always struggled with the after midnight rule because whatever time of day it is, it's always after midnight.
Oh. I think they should have been more specific. Don't feed them between midnight and 6 a.m. Between midnight and 6, do not feed them. Or
I
midnight.
thought that too. Like,
yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. And even actually in the second one, they bring that up. That's one of the cool things about the second one is that it does poke holes in the first one. It's like, well, what if you feed one on an international flight and it changes time zones? It's like, what counts as midnight? Is it the airport that they flew out of? Is it something else? I don't know. So yeah, there's definitely holes. There's holes to be found in this story.
You know what's funny? Right up here, I've got the posters of the time we started doing the cinema takeover, and then we've got Never Ending Story. Then it went to Labyrinth, Goonies, and the fourth one was Gremlins. And I recall us sitting in the cinema watching Gremlins. So actually, that was the first time since I was a kid that I sat and watched Gremlins. And I remember turning to you at the point. There's a point where everything's just chaos, and the Gremlins are on the roof going, and we both looked at each other going, they're fucking humming their own theme song, and I was howling at it. Hey, I think even now as adults, like sitting watching Gremlins is so good. And you could sit with a friend and have a beer. You could sit with your family and enjoy some hot chocolate on a family night. Or you could sit with a missus. No matter what, there's never a wrong occasion to sit and watch Gremlins, right?
Well, true.
Yeah.
And I think you appreciate it in a slightly different way as an adult than you did as a kid.
Well, let me tell you this. I appreciated it as a kid because one of my other favourite films was
well, of course,
Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Anybody remember that one?
Of course, yeah.
I didn't see that. I did not see that film until I was in my 30s. I'd never even heard of it. And I heard of it because of that scene, and then I watched it.
I actually just found it. Oh, hey, we've only met one person from Gremlins, Judge Reinhold, right?
Yeah, I actually forgot he was in it. I totally forgot he was in it.
You know who else is in it? Is the guy that plays Mike in Breaking Bad. He's also the bad cop in
Beverly Hills Cop.
Yes. Why was I going to say Kindergarten Cop? Yes, he's a cop. He's the cop in it, right?
Yeah, he's the guy that's sitting in the car when the Gremlins are all over the Santa Claus guy, and he's like, I want to go back to the station now. Let's go back to the station.
Judge Reinhold was really sound, very tall as well, like a big human being.
Yeah, he's such a nice big guy, and to be honest, like even if he's a bit of a dweeb, he's like in the movies, not in real life. Even if he plays a bit of a dweeb or a dork, he's always a good guy. So it was weird to see him in this being a total yuppie douche, because I've never seen him like that before. I mean, maybe I just haven't seen enough of his films.
His wife was like that. Yeah, could you stop filming him? And we're like that.
No.
The only way I remember that even the Power Ranger who sadly passed, his missus was like, yeah, could you maybe forward this on to us? I was like that. Forward the footage on to Jason David Frank. That's fine. Give us his email address. And then I'm like, all right, Jason David Frank, any chance you come on the podcast? And I got patched. So that's networking for you, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Jeanice. Patched is a very Scottish word for ignored.
Yes. It's when you say something. Sorry, Jeanice, I forget that you don't know all the words that we speak. Because
I don't know why. I don't know why it means ignored. Why does patched mean ignored?
Patched.
Covered up, maybe?
Covered up. Well, when you patch something, you're essentially
repairing it. You're repairing it. If you patch something, you repair it. So I don't understand why. I don't know. This feels like another tangent.
Right. So I'm going to explain for the many people that watch here tonight that may have not seen Gremlins. It starts off, and by the way, before we even do let's talk about the actor Hoyt Axton who plays Randall Peltzer, right? Is it just me? Is it just me, or is it a lost art now where every film we watched in the 90s and the 80s, someone's dad was always trying to invent something? That's a lost thing now, eh? Nobody does that anymore, eh? Hey, nobody's doing that in the films anymore.
Yeah. He's. I actually thought he was such a likable character as well. He was a genuinely good guy. He was trying his hardest.
Candy-like.
Yeah, I think if they could have if John Candy was maybe a little bit older, that would have been him in that movie.
100%.
But like he's always trying his best. He's trying his best to make it as an inventor, and some of his ideas are okay, but they just don't work in practicality. The smokeless ashtray. So it seems like a great idea. The next time you see it, smoke pissing out it.
The juicer.
By the way, how much juice did that machine get out of one orange?
I know. I have a
Right?
juicer, by the way. I have a juicer, and I can put a full basket of fruit in there, and it comes out like half a glass. And the
See,
thing
but
is,
my
wife
thought
says-
was that they
Huh?
had a bunch of oranges that maybe it just didn't work, and so like stored it. So then when he put that one in, it all just kind of went everywhere.
yeah, I would agree.
There's
agree.
Jeanice just patching up a pothole. A pothole.
Patching it.
Plot hole.
Ignoring a plot hole.
A plot hole. No, patching one up. Like she's given the film the benefit of the doubt. I love that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, by the way, I think some of the best films you should be able to excuse it sometimes and say, well, here's why. You know, Matthew says every movie you loved as a kid pretty much had Murray Futterman in it. Shout out to that guy.
That's Dick Miller. Dick Miller is a treasure of cinema. He showed up in so many movies through the. I mean, I'm going to say through the 80s and early 90s, but I'm assuming he's been an actor for much longer than that. But he was always the guy that he tended to show up, be charming, and then die. That was his thing. But then actually he was supposed to die in Gremlins. His character was supposed to have been killed off, but they changed it because they thought it was too dark. But then they brought him back in the second one as well, so it worked out.
Oh, there's. By the way, when I sat down to watch it maybe a month or two ago with the kids and the wife, I was like, guys, you need to watch Gremlins. We've not watched it yet. Brought a DVD out, we watched it, and my wife's like, is this all right for them? I says, nobody actually dies, right? We'll get there. I say, no one actually dies. I think they all just get battered and that, but they don't actually die. They all die, mate. There are deaths in this, and I thought they do die because then I saw
who dies. I know that the Karen Pult thing,
Mrs. Deagle. Oh, she's dead. She's
Mrs.
dead.
Deagle, yeah.
Yep, she's
Yeah.
dead. The
She's
first one
100%.
is.
That's
Mate.
such a good moment. It's so funny, man.
I know.
You just see those old lady slippers just sticking up in the snow.
She definitely had it coming. Who's the scientist boy? The lab guy who gets stabbed with the needles. He's dead.
Oh, the
Yeah.
teacher, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's definitely dead.
Well, he's dead. And by the way, this was filmed on the same lot as Back to the Future. It is literally Back to the Future. Exact same lot.
Yeah, that's the Hill Valley set. Well, that's what they say. Oh, it was filmed on the same set as Back to the Future. It makes it sound like Back to the Future came first. No, Gremlins was filmed there, then Back to the Future was filmed there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But again, it's the illusion, the magic of movies that you always just assume when you're a kid that the movies are filmed in real places and real towns. But and we all know now that it's just studio space essentially.
And I think as well, the casting of this film was excellent. Every character brings something unique to the table. Another thing is when Zach Galligan done his audition, he done it alongside Phoebe Cates, and at this point Phoebe Cates was a bit more established than he was. And what actually got him the job wasn't the fact that his audition was great on camera. It was after they stopped filming his audition, right? He was so enamored by Phoebe Cates that he even went like that and he put his head on her. And Spielberg was like, "There's an actual chemistry there. Like Zach actually fancies her." So, and he saw it as a duo, and that's why he was cast, because he could actually see like him pining for her. He must have seen Fast Times at the Regiment. Hi, you get what I mean? And you know, at the very end, where Stripe gets done in the water pool, right? there was an actual scene filmed where Billy actually comes and saves the day and kills Stripe, but they reshot that with Gizmo, obviously doing what Gizmo does to get to do in Stripe. And then when the film came out, Zach had went to Spielberg and was like, I thought I saved the day. And Spielberg was like, is this film called Billy Saves the Day or is it called fucking Gremlins?
Yes.
Another thing, excuse me, another thing I found pretty funny was like one of the notes that Steven Spielberg and Joe Dante were given by the studio. It was like, there's too many gremlins. Like we're seeing too many gremlins. They're like, okay, I'll just cut them all out and call it people. Fuck off.
Call it people. I think as well. Gremlins. I mean, what came first, Critters or Gremlins? Gremlins.
Oh,
right?
Gremlins. Gremlins, 100%. Critters was very much a cheap knockoff of Gremlins.
Mm-hmm. Aye, which is still class though. And how many Chris Columbus films does Corey Feldman need to be in, right?
What other ones was he in?
Wasn't Goonies Chris Columbus? I
Yeah.
wrote that. Right.
So
two.
Two. That's how many he has to be in. Two.
Well,
like,
that we're aware of so far. And did at any point did you think that the mother in this, she always puts me in mind of the sister in Scarface? I had to actually double check. Do you not?
You know, I've never seen Scarface from start to finish. I don't like it.
You should. No. Go back and watch it. Give it a bash. I loved Scarface growing up. Loved it.
Right, I'll watch Scarface again if you watch every one of Louis Saunderson's videos.
Oh, I have, because you've sent me them, you prick! What is it with you, man? I didn't even know his name was Louis Saunderson until you said it there. I didn't know he was that greeting guy.
Do you know my favourite bit is at the end where he's like, thanks for being a fan. I was like, he fucking hates him. Oh, God.
It was funny. I've only ever bought one cameo, and it was for Todd. And it was of Hornswoggle from WWE. And he's like,
the wee dwarf guy.
And I spent like 60 quid, and he's just like that. Hey, Todd, Kev says you had a bit of a crap year, but you're going to watch Royal Rumble. Have a great birthday. See ya. I thought, you dirty wee fucker. That cameo was as short as you are, you prick. Get to fuck. That wasn't money well spent. Like, literally fucking opened his phone, said, all right, as he was taking a shite, and was like, that, right, see ya. I thought, bastard. Todd enjoyed it, right? But I thought, fuck me, man. Dirty bastard.
Yeah, no, I think that Craig and I got our money's worth out of that one.
Well, that was good. He did put a bit of effort in. He even went on to cry and all that. I mean, what can I say? We kind of set. You know, it's funny going to IMDb. He's getting credited on this podcast. Still counts. That's funny.
He actually seems like a good guy. To be fair, he seems like a good guy. He's just trying hard. He's trying hard.
Of course, too hard. I have, for the record, I don't hate him. I just don't like his content because I think it's crazy. But I understand it and I respect to that. Yeah, you get me. I see a grinder when I see one. I know I recognize it. You know what I mean? Here, by the way, let's talk a wee minute about the score and how much like Cry Little Sister is to Lost Boys. Right, this score truly adds an identity to this film. Would you agree, Jeanice?
Yeah, 100%.
It's like at every point of this film, there's always something going on. There's always a nice wee song playing, like this one.
Janice, you and I can't hear that song, can we?
No.
Can you not?
No,
Can you not?
It's funny.
Really? Can you not hear it? I'm playing it through the. How can you not hear that? That's interesting. Is everyone at home able to hear that song? It's the theme from Gremlins. It's Gizmo's theme. No. You know, no. When he's whistling and he takes out his wee Casio and he plays along with it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's that. I think every element of this film has a beautiful, and I think that as well. Like there was a beautiful period in the 80s and the 90s where films just made you feel like you belonged somewhere. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You almost felt like you watch Uncle Buck, you watch Gremlins, Goonies, no so much Never Ending Story, right? but you almost felt like you live there. Matilda has it. It's a very enchanting feeling, and this definitely has that. My sister Donna says I can hear it, so it's only you guys that can't hear that. That's interesting.
It's also unfortunate because it's quite important that we fucking hear it.
Yeah.
Well, it is. I saw the.
What we seen was you going silent, smiling, and doing this.
Right.
How did you know straight up that Jeanice couldn't hear it?
I had a feeling. Jeanice was like this.
Yeah, I was like, I can't hear it.
That sucks that you couldn't hear that.
That's all right. We know what it
mate.
is.
We'll be leaving StreamYard in about 6 months. You can't hear that,
Yeah.
no?
Nope.
No. What about now?
No.
Wow. That's no good at all. Well, it is the wee Gizmo theme, and it was beautiful. It's beautiful. I think every great film, like the iconic films, have a great soundtrack you can hum. Would that be something that?
Yeah, it's a beautiful little thing. It's almost like the 5 tones from Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It's up there with memorable.
Yeah,
It's all right.
I agree.
It's all right. Fuck, it's the 5 tones.
Want me to tell you a wee secret about that? Right.
What?
That I only no, it wasn't wrong song. Sorry, forget what I said.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking Flight of the Navigator.
What? Which part?
The one that you used to send me, because you got a hold of a Triton, and you started playing it, and you started playing the song to Flight of the Navigator, and I thought that's class, and I started listening to it, and that's what I thought you were talking about.
No. Do 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 do. That's
All right.
That's the 5 tones. That's phenomenal. It's
It's all
phenom.
right. It's all right. It's no exactly Jerry Goldsmith or Harry Fartbanger.
Jerry Goldsmith, I'm pretty sure, actually shows up in Gremlins.
Everybody goes up.
Yeah, Jerry Goldsmith and Steven Spielberg both show up in cameos in the same scene. It's the scene where
The time machine.
The time machine scene. What's the dad's name again? Is it Jack? Is it Jack Peltzer?
Yeah.
No, Randall Peltzer.
Randall. Sorry. Wow. Well done, Jeanice. we're the movie podcasters.
She didn't even go IMDb up on that.
No, I just watched it yesterday. So.
Yeah, I watched it today and forgot.
And do you know what's funny though, T-Mac? I feel like I knew more. See, when I was just a movie fan and we didn't have this podcast, I felt like I could have conversations and recite everything from here, right? See, when we started doing this, I'm like, what the fuck, man? Sitting here with a tablet and everything, fucking another screen sitting there to make sure I'm on the ball, right?
Do you know why? It's because we all only have so much hard drive space, and when you start watching and studying as many films as we do, that hard drive space gets used up. So some stuff has to get put in the recycling bin. You know,
mate,
it's just the way it works.
Mate. Oh, yeah, I'm running out of RAM.
Well, technically it's hard drive space, not RAM, but we'll go past that.
Well, I don't know. No, because RAM allows you to do so many things at one time. The hard drive space, the memory is always there, but how much can you draw from it is the RAM that determines how much you can use at the one time. So I don't know, J-Mac. I think I'm right there.
Okay.
Oh yeah, can't listen me run out of RAM.
But let's move on for computer terminology and talk about Gremlins, shall we?
Well, that's somebody that doesn't like to admit he was wrong.
I don't mind admitting when I'm wrong. It happens too often for me never to be able to admit it. But yeah, what? How did my train of thought has left the station?
There's somebody we need RAM. Somebody with no RAM. Look, we'll go to a question, shall we? Matthew Moon says the wee ins first night. Oh no, he never said that. Wait no. I noticed so many wee bits I hadn't noticed before tonight. Almost like I'd never seen it in HD before. So many wires and puppetry stuff on screen. True. Ross says, do films even have original soundtracks now? It seems to be lost art. Totally agree with you. There are certain. Now, here's the thing. Look at Interstellar. I haven't even watched it. And there's a reason for that, by the way, right? And I need to watch it. But I said to a friend I would watch it with him. And I've never got around to doing it. And I won't watch it because he's said so often that he wants it, and I will. So I'm saving it for that. But I know all the soundtrack from it, right? So when you really have an original piece of art that goes with a film, I think it stands the test of time. Look at Rocky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right.
I think that the original soundtracks do exist. They're just not as memorable as they used to be, because movies have moved on from actually having music to just being full of tone and different sounds. And that's the problem. There's not like a you don't get that sort of shit anymore, and it is a lost art, and it's a shame because
Do you remember we were down in Manchester covering For the Love of Sci-Fi, right? Also, there was a Gremlins. The Gremlins kitchen was there, right? But do you recall we're sitting in the front row watching the synth boards, and we're proper jizzing at just the complete soundtrack to our childhood being played in front of us. It elicits what's called an emotional response, and if something moves you emotionally, you'll hold. And I think that was part of what makes some of these films like stand the test of time. Rocky, you remember we used to work in the same place, J-Mac, and you would be like half a fucking warehouse away from me, and I'd be like that, and then you to the other end. We would just hum Rocky theme back to each other. Remember?
Yeah, that job was shit, wasn't it?
It was excellent, man. I loved it.
Oh no, the job was shit. The extracurricular activities that came with it were the fun part.
Jumping on spikes.
Do you know, Kev always had this look in his eye, like when I knew that he was going to stop me from doing my work. He'd be walking towards me like this. And I knew I wasn't going to get any work done for at least 45 minutes.
But that 45 minutes felt like 5 minutes, didn't it, J-Mac?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Bob.
I didn't get the Bob reference.
Blockbusters. Fucking move on. I don't know why I did it. It's fine.
Janice, see what I've got to put up with?
Do what?
See what I've got to put up with here, Janice?
Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah,
It's calls me Bob for no fucking reason. Yeah, I mean... Okay, Stephen.
Is it because your surname's Ag?
Bob Ag. I don't know
Bob
any
Ag.
Ag.
See what you both put up with each other. How about that?
Yeah, this is like a therapy session now.
I feel like we're hogging the station here, Jeanice. Jeanice,
No, not at all.
did you raise? No. Hey, this is. Did you raise your kids on Gremlins? What was your family time like? What did Gremlins do for you when you were raising your kids? Did you sit around the TV and watch Gremlins?
I don't think we actually ever watched it with them.
Well, it's never too late. It's never too late. No?
We raised them on a lot of Disney, unfortunately.
Oh, right. No, that's good. What kind? Wait. What's the top 3 Disney films then? J-Max, get your judging hat on.
Oh God.
So let's... Okay, Jeanice, hit us with your 3 Disney films. The 3 go-to Disney films here. Take it away.
No, I don't have top 3. I just
Off the top of your head, memories of watching films with your family and they were Disney. Which ones?
the classics like Cinderella.
I'll give you that. Pete's Dragon.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Because who
Look at
doesn't like
J-Mac
dragons?
Well, that dragon especially.
Exactly.
Do you know those fucking things at the start? Try to chase Petey. That's fucking talk about terrifying.
I don't remember that.
What? You don't remember what? You don't remember that scene, or you don't remember Pete's Dragon?
Oh no, I remember Pete's Dragon. I just don't remember that scene.
What, the fucking junkie fratellis trying to catch Petey?
Oh, the wee fuckers that are dancing about in the mud.
Aye.
Yeah. Those are quite like a bit like now, Jeanice, sorry, this is a very British reference, but a bit like Wurzel Gummidge.
Aye, mate, they're like this. They're singing a song and we're gonna grab them, fuck them up. You know what I mean? They're literally singing a Disney song.
I doubt that was the lyrics.
No, that's not the lyrics. That's not the lyrics, right?
But we're gonna grab them and fuck them up. That I would watch.
But the thing is, they're actually singing about what they're going to date him. And it's no good. They're not saying fuck him up. My sister, who is an aficionado of Pete's Dragon, says the Gogans. That's who they were. They basically were harvesting Pete so they could get money off of social because he was an orphan. He was an orphan, right? But they would treat him like a peasant, and they'd absolutely leather him, and that's why they're trying to find him throughout the whole film. Imagine a Disney song, eh? I'm going to smash him. I'm going to fuck him up. You bet. I hope I don't find him. That's what it is. That's essentially what it is. That's hilarious.
You should write the music for the movies, Kev. Seriously.
I've been told it wouldn't be my first writing credit. I agree. But do you know what? That'd be excellent. A musical that's all about somebody getting fucking leathered. That'd be great.
It would be good fun just to revisit the music of classic Disney films and reword them slightly to be a lot more graphic.
Man.
I'm trying to think of something that would work.
It'd be like, you know how Snow White, she's like, she went, someday my post will come. That's UPS. every chance you're not getting your fucking mail.
Oh, God.
Yeah, speaking of which, we haven't got our shirts yet.
Oh, mate, that's a whole different department. That's Heather's department. I will message Heather. I thought she'd sent. No, she had sent them, but I think something had happened because it was to America. I think they got sent back. I think this happened to Todd's surprise as well, but he eventually got his. So I don't know if they bounced back to her or whatnot, but I will definitely check that up with other departments. I have no hands-on approach to that.
Right. No.
She's usually spot on. She's usually spot on. Shout out. I mean, she is related to Jamie.
Our mail system here, you know.
No, I tried to send something to a friend as well, and it was like non-recognizable. The address wasn't recognizable. I tried to send something to David Paulus, and it kept coming back saying, "Oh, you can't." It was a cool wee thing, like it was a wee Star Wars thing. Twist it, and it was one of these. It was one of these. I tried to send him one. Shout out to David Paulus, good friend. It was one of these. I tried to send him, and I know what I'm going to try again. How does it go again? Why isn't it working? What?
I think there's a lot of noise cancellation going on here that's fucking
usual streaming with man. Well, I tried to send him one of them, but it was like, no, because he's from America. It's like, but how do I send things to America? It was like, filled in the form, no sending that away to America. Why no? Because he's in America. I was like, oh no, I filled it in the form. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. Ross says, Jesus Christ Superstar is a musical about someone getting fucking leathered. I never watched that then. Never wanted to watch that.
Have you never seen Jesus Christ Superstar, Kevin?
No, it was never something to put on.
Man.
Does he get leathered in it?
Jeanice?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, how good is it or how bad is it? It's awesome.
I mean, it's not awesome, but it's not bad. It's there.
I think I mean it's a bit dated now. I think it came out in 1973. And the music's it's a bit too funky at times. That kind of stuff. But the guy that plays Jesus in it has a phenomenal voice. The guy that plays Judas in it has one of the best voices I've ever heard in a musical. It's definitely worth watching.
Then it's no worth watching because he's just telling you that. Here, my sister's got the lyrics here. Gonna snag him, gag him, drag him through the town, put his head in the river, let the pup drown. That's literally the lyrics to the fucking song.
From
Told
Pete's
you he was
Dragon.
getting leather. Yes.
Wow.
Oh, that was the Jesus Christ Superstar.
That was the opening fucking track, man, as I try to find Petey and he's hiding. And they all end up in the mud. They're literally singing about leather in them. That's like the best Disney film ever. Check this out. I bought this essentially, Jeanice, shit, you know, asked my wife, right? I was like, oh, I need to buy this for when I do the I was like, for when we do the Christmas special. And she's like, why? I says, because Jeanice is coming on. And she's like, what?
Well, hello to the wife.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't really watch, but at some point she might.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure she said, who the fuck's Jeanice?
So who's Jeanice?
Yeah, who the fuck's Jeanice? Oh.
That's this podcast stuff. And she just goes like, oh, like the way she approaches me having a podcast is like if J-Mac says I'm going into the garage to brew my own beer because one day it's going to be class. Oh, okay, you go and do that. You go and play with your beer.
Fair enough.
The Gremlins. Let's talk about Gremlins again for a little while. I mean, what's quite terrifying for me is the fact that Gremlins is the same age as I am. And looking at it now, there are elements of that 40-year-old movie that I miss in modern movies. And one of the things is animatronics. I really miss animatronics. Like everybody just goes straight to CGI now because CGI has been made so easy that it's actually cheaper to do things on computers now than it is to do it practically. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it used to be the other way around, but then the balance shifted. I remember speaking to Nick Maley. Remember Nick Maley? The guy that...
The puppeteer of Yoda.
Yeah, he was a puppeteer, and the
creator.
He built Yoda. He built Yoda for the original Star Wars films.
You can actually go onto our YouTube. Sorry, J-Mac. You can go onto our YouTube and watch J-Mac's sit-down conversation with him down in Manchester. Really good. Go check it out. Awesome. Anybody that wants to check out in the future.
But he said something. It was such a simple thing. He said, "It's amazing how much emotion you can get out of a puppet just by twisting your fingers." He said, and you can't get that with CGI. Everything looks too false. And the Gremlins is an example of great puppetry. But the animatronic, especially the animatronics for Gizmo, kept breaking down all the time. So like his face came off. It was a nightmare from start to finish. But the scene where the Gremlins are throwing darts at Gizmo, remember he's stuck to the dartboard. That was added in. That was added in for the benefit of the production crew because they fucking hated this puppet so much because it kept breaking down. So that was just to make them feel happy that somebody was throwing darts at the little bastard.
By the way, I think there were eight different puppeteers controlling Gizmo and how he looks. I think now, and by the way, there is rumblings of a third Gremlins movie. I think, hey, I would be all for that. Not so much a Goonies sequel because all of them have grown up, right? So really, you're not getting a Goonies unless it's like one last hurrah. They all come back together in the Goondocks. Unless it's like that, like don't give me Goonies with new actors and fucking they thems and all that shit. Get that to fuck, right? But if you give me,
sorry, is that Ray? Is Ray in the background?
Yes.
Oh,
hey Ray, how you doing, man?
Ray.
Yeah, he said Goonies the next generation.
Aye, I don't think that would work because we've got Stranger Things already, you know. So I think it would have to be that all the Goonies come back together for a reason. They all come back, including Josh Brolin, all of them. That's where I would accept it.
And I know the direction I would take it. They all come back because Corey Feldman character has died. That's the only way to bring them back because he's a fucking nightmare. The rest of them are still pretty cool. But Corey Feldman is what a strange human being.
Well, maybe next week on their podcast, Corey Feldman. maybe something like that. I think maybe they come back to find Corey Feldman or something like that. That'd be pretty cool. But that's the only way I would accept that. With Gremlins, could you imagine Gremlins set today with the same people?
I don't know.
Oh, I think it would be excellent.
What does Phoebe Cates look like now?
I'm going to look at right up.
But I think it would work because the whole remember what's Futterman always talking about there being gremlins in the technology. There's such a fear of technology now because of technology.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it would go. I think it would be interesting. I do think it would be interesting with modern technology.
I don't need to bring up this picture of Phoebe Cates because all I need to say is what she looks like today is what Marissa Tomei looks like today.
So pretty damn good.
She would make she'd make the third film.
Okay.
Like it's no, we're not talking Shelley Duvall here.
Oh yeah. That was unfortunate.
Yeah, she still looks good. I don't know how she does it.
Well, she didn't look good now.
No, not Shelley Duvall. I think she's talking about Phoebe Cates.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
not Phoebe Cates. Sorry.
I thought Shelley's no up to much these days.
No,
Yeah.
she's not.
By the way, shout out to her. I thought she was fucking excellent as an actress, and she probably was a very good human being as well. So shout out to her. Not that she's ever gonna fucking hear it, but
yeah, fuck Stanley Kubrick. Fuck Stanley Kubrick for breaking her spirit.
I know, but I thought from what I've seen, she was a very genuine, nice person. I don't know. Folks say she looked a bit like a gremlin, but I don't think so. I don't think she looked like a gremlin. I think there was an inner innocence to her that was very nice. In her early years. We should have our teeth in that.
Yeah. Okay. We went from Phoebe Cates to Shelley fucking Duvall. What is wrong with us?
Is it Shelley Duvall or is it Shelley Duvall?
Jeanice Duvall, isn't it?
Duvall.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. Frank Welker on the show next week, by the way. I'm going to fucking ask him.
What? No, E Honda.
He did voice E Honda. E Honda. Mate, that's phenomenal. That is phenomenal. E Honda.
I never thought I would actively give Jeanice the finger on this show, but I just did it.
E Honda was in Speed. Do you know a funny wee side note, right? See the Sonic the Hedgehog
can we get Jeanice a t-shirt that says I got fingered on the Jibber podcast?
By E Honda. Yes, we can. Please, I'll need to check in with Heather.
Something in life. I got the finger from Jay.
Hey, and you're not even the first person.
I know I was first.
Mine Lee was sleeping in his house for a wee while. I know.
Yeah, he's gone. I miss him. Lonely, I'm so lonely. But I bet that t-shirt arrives before the first one.
Probably sitting in a fucking office somewhere.
Probably.
Yeah, there's some guy in customs wearing it.
I know. Todd Surprise sent a picture with his wee one. That was excellent. Todd Surprise, a wee legend. Yeah. He's probably closer to Jeanice.
I was going to wear it today, but you know.
Sorry. We'll figure it out. We'll definitely figure it out.
Yeah.
It's cool. We still have a store, and when someone orders, I'm like that. I get a fright. I'm like, Wayne.
I'd like to leave now.
For real. So I watched Gremlins, like I say, not too long ago with the kids, and they enjoyed it. When I had it on today, Rosie, my youngest, was like, "Dad, I'm going upstairs. I need to go for a pee. Can you pause this?" And to me, I was like,
ding, ding, ding. Can you pause this as one of the most heartwarming things a child can say to a parent when the parent is making them watch something? Can you pause this? Yes. I'm enjoying this. I'm low key enjoying it.
I says, "Yes, my sweet, lovely girl. I will pause this and wait for your return." Because I thought that's excellent.
We didn't have that luxury when we were growing up.
No, we did not. We did not. Unless it was a VHS.
VHS.
Well,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
and we had to rewind it to watch it.
I mean, if you missed it, you missed it. That was it, you know.
Yeah, I do remember that.
I remember I used to do this thing whenever a movie that I owned on VHS was on TV. I would try and play my VHS along at the same time as the live broadcast, and it always went out of sync. And I could never figure it out. But the reason was because they were edited for TV.
Yep.
And it fucked everything up.
And that's what you do when you don't have a girlfriend.
To be fair, I think I was about 8 the last time I did that. So it's been I mean, I don't know how many of you were single at 8, but I'm guessing it was probably at least 33% of you.
I was divorced by 9.
You had your first kid at 4.
I thought I was at least changing nappies then.
Big Genghis Kev.
I have two more children than J-Mac. 2 more. So it's like his kids.
I think it just feels like more than that.
It's not though. Jeanice, there used to be a time like, so see my parents and their parents and their parents, they all have like fucking 12 brothers and sisters.
Right.
I think it's nowadays people have like 1 or 2 kids.
Yeah,
and
my
then
mom is
3
one
is
of like 11, I think. So yeah.
Is that a Catholic thing? Kevin, is your family Catholic?
Nah, my family didn't hang in. But here's something, just so everyone's aware of this. I always said as a kid that I wanted to have at least like 4 kids. So people assume that, he has loads of kids just because he's a shagger. Nope. This is what I wanted. This is absolutely what I wanted. It's what I love. It's my everything. So it's purely what I chose in life. You know what I mean? So I wear it very much with pride.
I didn't want kids until I was in my mid-20s, and then all of a sudden I wanted kids. So I was like 25, 26. I was like, do you know what? I think I would actually like to have kids, because before that I was like, no, it's just not for me at all. But then my mind changed. Jeanice, how old is your youngest kid?
She's 22 now.
22. Fuck.
22. That's 11 years younger than me. So I was 11 when you had your last kid.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, yeah. J-Mac was like fucking 40.
You might be
I'm ageist. How can you even be ageist? Because everybody gets old, so you can't be ageist. You know what I mean?
And I think the word ageist is funny. Just put ist onto anything, and it just means you hate it.
You're hairist. You're hairist against me. I'm a victim.
Actually, no, it's not true, because if you're a fascist, you love fascism. Do you know what I mean? It can mean that you hate something or love it.
I've never been asked about fashion, really. I just wear what the fuck I want. Look at this hideous t-shirt. Remember what I was saying before the show, Jeanice? Remember what I was saying? This is that.
What's that?
Nothing. Jeanice remembers. Exactly. This here is the most hideous shirt that I've ever seen. Right? It's got the Grinch on it, and I'm aware of how hideous it is, and I wear it because it's hideous. Just in case we're right. There's intelligence to my stupidity, I'll tell you that. Ross says terrestrial TV film edits and overdubs were brutal. Yippee-ki-yay, Mother Hubbard.
Oh, do you know? I remember that, but the one I remember wasn't Mother Hubbard. It was Kimosabi. Yippee-ki-yay, Kimosabi. But my favourite one was from RoboCop. It was the TV edit of RoboCop, and it was when Dick Jones overhears Bob Morton saying something about him in the toilet. Do you remember that bit? I don't. How familiar are you with RoboCop, Jeanice?
Pretty familiar.
Right. So so you got Bob Morton, the guy that invented RoboCop, is obviously going against his higher up guy who made Ed 209. And he's talking shit about him in the bathroom, and then Dick Jones walks out behind him when he's washing his hands.
Right.
And he's like, you know, I was like you once. He's like, I was like you once. So I used to call the old man funny names. Iron Butt. No, that was it from the original cut, Iron Butt. And then it went, at one time I even called him asshole. In the TV edit, it goes, and one time I even called him airhead.
No. The best one is, I've had it with these monkey fried steaks on this Monday to Friday plane.
Oh,
I don't even need to tell you what film that's, mate.
yeah.
That's the best one. These monkey frats next on this Monday to Friday plane.
Why do that? Why do that? It's actually that's a really funny thing with American censorship as well. It's like you can blow as many people's heads off as you want, but you can't say fuck. Do you know? It's such a weird
fornication under consent of king.
Under command of the king, isn't it? Fornication under command.
Consent.
Is it consent of the king?
Mate, have you not seen Braveheart?
That would make more sense.
Have you seen Braveheart?
Kev, do you think I've seen Braveheart?
I know you've seen Braveheart. I sat right next to you when we put it on the cinema. I was dressed as William Wallace while we fucking watched it in the cinema.
That's right. He was dressed as William Willis. And yeah, that was a good day.
Jeanice, you need to see this trailer that we filmed for us taking over cinema, and we actually done an interview with two of the cast members of the film Braveheart, right? But we did an advert. I might bring it up at the end of the show, right? And I'll not get a copyright strike because I own the copyright.
Oh, please bring that up. I would love to watch that again. That was so much fun.
But we filmed this, right? And I'll show you that at the end, right, for everybody watching. But yes, Braveheart, fornication under the consent of king. That's literally why fucking Murren gets her throat cut, because they're like, we're going to take it. So way back in the day, right, and this is why they use fuck in the sense that people having sex, is because when you got married, when the English ruled over the Scottish, and I think it even dates back further this. Now, I might be talking shite, but this is what I've heard, that fornication under the consent of king, the king or his men were allowed to be with your woman before you, after you got married. The only way you were allowed to have a child or do that with your wife is if you got permission from the king who had once done it before you. This is literally in Braveheart. That's why Murren gets her throat cut, because she's like, get away from me, and they're like, ah! Oh no. Right, then they do her in, and then William's like, no, that's my blood! Ah! Right.
There was no DNA test back then. How did the fathers ever know that they were actually the father and it wasn't some English guy? The baby comes out, they're just like, he smells English.
There he is, man. Yes. Exactly. So is it even a bad word? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Is it even a bad word? You reckon?
Yeah.
So
there we go.
Yes, you've seen Braveheart, because we filmed it. We did it all. We did the shawady waddies for it. So definitely. But I'll definitely play that at the end.
Jeanice, what's your favourite moment in Gremlins? When you think about the film, what's the first thought that comes to your mind when you think about Gremlins?
Actually, it's towards the end with Gizmo in the Barbie car.
That is so funny. Like, see when you see him driving away, it's like a wide angle shot of this wee thing and this wee car just zooming around a corner. It always makes me smile. It's awesome.
And this look on his face, like,
yeah, because he was watching the race car film earlier on in the movie, and he's just like, yeah, this is me now. I think that was an old film with Cary Grant. I can't remember the name of the movie, but yeah, that just to see him zipping around the corner in this fucking tiny car, that's so funny. It's like the close-up shots make it look all heroic and everything, then it cuts to the wide angle. It's just like, it's fucking awesome. Oh, I love that. Kev, what about you?
As well, the last effect. Well, mate, when I think about Gremlins, like the overall memory for Gremlins for me is just the chaos, right? And specifically Gremlins 2 as well, where they take over the TV station, right? But one thing I'll say is, like, Gremlins has outlived the film. So there will be people like Megadeth, Metallica, Slayer. There will be people, Nirvana. I got a pre-mark, and there are fucking the full women. There are women's section that have better Nirvana t-shirts than the guys, and I'm like, what? People are wearing Nirvana stuff that don't know anything about the band, and it's the same for Gremlins. Where do you think I got these? Right? There are people buying that shit, knowing who Gizmo is, knowing that they're probably calling that a gremlin, right? That have never seen the film, will never watch the film, but because it's culturally now more than what the film is, that it now exists. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Crazy, right? It's superseded what the film is, what it was.
Yeah, I think Oh, can we have a debate about whether or not Gremlins is a Christmas movie?
Well, I had the very debate with my wife about Die Hard, by the way, and I go,
No debate. It's Christmas movie.
Thank you, Jeanice.
of course. Well. Okay, what determines what's a Christmas film? What are the rules? How do you go, okay, we're making a Christmas film, it has to have A, B, and C. Because if you do that and apply that to everything, then you'll know what a Christmas film is and what it's not. So what are the rules?
Right, for me, right?
And by the way, sorry to interrupt. Everybody watching right now, your rules for Christmas films, fire them in the comments. I want to know. Continue, J-Mac.
Okay, for me, it's Christmas trees, Christmas lights, Christmas music, and snow. You can't have a Christmas movie, of course, and you can't have a Christmas movie without snow, which is why Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
Fuck off. Because you can have Christmas without snow, J-Mac.
Yeah, of course you can.
Why can't you have a Christmas film without snow or white sand?
I can remember maybe one Christmas in my 40 years where we actually had snow on Christmas Day. Maybe one. It could be two. I just don't remember. But for a Christmas movie, it has to have snow. We're doing a Christmas episode right now, Kev. Look at the background. What's happening?
Yeah.
It's fucking snowing, isn't it? It's snowing. Without that snow, this is just another episode.
Reign of Horror says, a Christmas film should have the premise that it plays a key role in the theme and potential story.
Which it does not in Die Hard.
What? Die Hard 1 and 2 are Christmas movies, along with Lethal Weapon, Batman Returns, etc. Definitely checking this guy's content out because he knows what he's talking about.
Batman Returns, I would agree.
2 minutes a guy.
Batman Returns, I would agree, is a Christmas film.
Yes.
Because it's
probably one of the best Batman films as well.
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah.
One of them.
Jeanice agrees, so I don't need any more than that.
So yeah, you need fucking snow. And to say
Reign of Horror, Die Hard 1 would not happen if not for Christmas.
Man or woman, you need to come on this show and explain this to us because I do not understand. To say that the closest thing you get to snow in Die Hard is the paper falling out of the building when it fucking blows up. Right? And they're like, oh, that's a symbolism. It's a symbol. It's set on Christmas Eve, but to be honest, you could set that film on fucking Labor Day, and it would make no difference to the movie.
Didn't. You could, but you didn't.
But it would make no difference to the film.
Is Edward Scissorhands a Christmas film?
I would have to say no.
Why not, Jeanice?
It just doesn't have the Christmas feel about it.
It 100% does. I feel that it does.
No,
yeah, it
happens.
Me,
it's more of a Halloween kind of thing. It's not.
No, that's because of Tim Burton. When you think Tim Burton, you think Halloween, unless it's Nightmare Before Christmas. And by the way, Nightmare Before Christmas is a funny one because that feels like a Halloween film with Christmas in it, not a Christmas film, right? But and as well, there is no snow in Edward Scissorhands, right? There is only the snow that is created by Edward. How do you know he's still alive? Because it never snowed until he came here. And every year it snows. And he's sitting up there like that. Right? So, it is most definitely a Christmas film. Right? Die Hard's a Christmas film, motherfucker. Are you going to see Gremlins?
Gremlins is definitely a Christmas film.
Yes. Definitely.
Reign of Horror says they were having a Christmas party. John was there because it was Christmas to be with his family and to try and get his family back together. So if Die Hard 1 took place in New York City or Boston with tons of snow, would it be considered a Christmas movie?
Yes.
But it's a Christmas film! It's still on Christmas Eve!
I don't care.
Can we just say that a Christmas film is set at Christmas?
No.
Yes, but you can set anything at Christmas and it not be a Christmas film.
No, I disagree. Because if a film's set at Halloween, it's a Halloween film, right? Halloween is literally called Halloween, set on fucking Halloween!
No, to me, Halloween has to be just like the whole monster thing, be it Dracula or Frankenstein or whoever, whatever.
So
to me, that's what it is. And it doesn't matter the time of year necessarily, to me anyway.
I feel your Reign of Horror. That is worrying.
I've got a feeling there's going to be a very heated debate had with Reign of Horror on this show about what constitutes and does not constitute a Christmas movie, and I think we'll have fun doing it. Reign of Horror.
Right on,
Whatever,
bring it on.
actually, Reign of Horror. What is your fucking name? What is your name? We need to have you on here.
Are you a dude? Are you a girl? What is your name? And
Don't
where are you
forget all
from?
the in-betweens.
He could be like Matthewman. Remember Matthewman tuned in, and we're like, Matthewman, where are you fae? And he's like, a couple of towns across from you, and then we went and had beers and shit. It was great. His name is Sean, unless it's a girl called Sean. If it's a girl called Sean, I'm sorry. Don't get me cancelled.
But no, let's do this, man. Let's have a little Christmas movie
near
today.
Jeanice. I am from Phoenix, Arizona, in the US. Another American friend.
Is
I've
that
been there.
near?
I lived there for 2 years.
There we go.
For
You
once,
probably
I am geographically correct.
You probably
Well,
bumped into each other at some point in a Walmart or something.
He's like,
you know.
He's like, I'm from some Zimbabwe. I'm like, no far from Jeanice.
Yeah.
Well, it's not near
Anything
us.
that's not
It must
the
be near
UK.
Near Jeanice.
Yeah. Like Kev still tells everybody I live in Glasgow, which I don't. I just don't live near him, which means I live in Glasgow.
He lives closer to Glasgow than he does to me. Do you?
Yes, arguably. In fact, yeah, it's not even arguable. I live closer to Glasgow, but I don't say that you're from Edinburgh.
Well, I'm not, mate. I'm from everywhere, man. Across the desert, yeah, man. I was a Fifer that was raised not in Fife, right? Reign of Horror says, looking to move to Northumberland again, near Jeanice area sometime next year.
No,
Northumberland.
Northumberland is much closer to us than Jeanice.
Where's that like? Mexico?
It's the north of England, man.
Really? So closer to us.
Yeah.
Hang sometime.
Yeah, it'll be in our fucking time zone.
Well, great, because see the amount of times I say to someone coming on the show and they're like, I say 9 p.m. class, and then they message me and they're like, did you mean 9 p.m. UK? I was like, and they're like, oh. Like, saws. I'm going to definitely check out some Arena Horror content, and everybody watching should do so.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Content's excellent.
So, Jeanice, is there anything about Gremlins that you think could have been done better?
Probably quite a bit, but
Really? This is interesting. Jeanice, take it away. Tell us.
It's one of those things that just started off like really slow, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know.
Do you not think though there's a charm? Do you not think there's a charm in the beginning? Because I do. I think the way that Randall, he's out trying to sell his wares. He comes across a Mogwai, doesn't know what the fuck it is, puts 200 G's down in order to get it for his son, for his Christmas, right? There's a specific charm there. And I think the writer, Chris Columbus, said that he spent a lot of time in Chinatown. And he says he would go into these stores, and I know exactly what he's talking about. He would go into these stores that existed that would sell stuff you just wouldn't get anywhere else. And that's where he got the inspiration for what if I found something that was... Imagine, let's just strip this back for a second. Imagine three of us, we get together, right? J-Mac and I, podcast becomes so huge that we make so much money that we're like, you know what, we're going to tour. We tour, and of course, the dates within this tour, Indiana, motherfucker, Jeanice joins us on stage. After the show, we go out for a couple of drinks. It's a snowy night, set at Christmas. And we're walking past a fucking store set in Chinatown. Walk in, and there's something you've never seen in your whole entire fucking life. Like this, greeting at you, right? You put 200 G's down. Miyagi says no. The kid's like, he's crazy. You can take it away. I think that's beautiful. No? We would buy that. If we had 200 quid, it was like, right, J-Mac, 50 to you. Jeanice puts 100 and I put 50. J-Mac puts 50. Jeanice owns the majority of Mogwai. Take it away.
Right on.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a good sentiment, but I mean,
Right?
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you think it is? Do you think it's too slow? Do you think it takes too long to get to the good stuff?
I think so. I mean, I get setting up that, this guy's a family man. He's trying to make money. He's trying to get his kid a present in the process. Yeah, that's all well and good, but like, where's this going?
Do you know what's really, really strange? Is that I find the first half of the movie more charming than the second. Like, see when
There is
all,
a charm to it, 1,000,000%.
Yeah, when all the chaos kicks off, like when it gets to the bar scene. I mean, the bar scene's it is funny, but it's too over the. Who the fuck taught the Gremlins how to play cards? Right, that sort of stuff just that sort of stuff just pisses me off because I'm 40, right? But it's the stuff leading up to it that I find really, really charming. And when the chaos kicks off, to me, it's just like Glasgow after every Rangers versus Celtic match. That's just, and it annoys me. The chaos actually irritates me because I think the Gremlins, they seem like a metaphor for humans at their worst, because that's what everything that they do that causes chaos is what human beings do when they're at their worst, and that pisses me off. But the stuff leading up to it, like you see the little bit with like Kevin mentioned earlier with the keyboard, and Billy's trying to play Gizmo's little tune. He's like do, and he gets one note wrong, and Gizmo's like, no, not that one, that one. I love that stuff. And I think though when I was a kid, I probably liked the chaos more. But as a grown man, which I am because I'm a man, a real man.
Men don't have to say that they're men.
I was just going to say that. There you go again, fucking stealing my thunder. But yeah, I like it. I like the early stuff in the movie more. The stuff that's building everything up. And I feel like the payoff is a good payoff, but I think it's just as a guy that's ascending in his years that I just get pissed off towards the end. So
I think, do you know what? I would agree with you in the sense that the chaos is probably my least favourite part of the film, because there is definitely charm. I think when films are made these days, I think the way the studios put films together nowadays, I don't think they incorporate charm. Remember we spoke to Tibor Takas, right? Tibor Takas is the guy that made one of our favourite films. To the point, right? Quick side note on it, right? J-Mac and I watched this film on the same night without even mentioning it to each other. He said, mate, what are you up to? I'm watching The Gate. Mate, summer! Sent him a picture, right? At the same time, right? And J-Mac he had a few fucking brewskis, right? A couple of Henry Westons doing him. Right? He got fucking bravados like, I'm going to phone the director. I'm going to phone him. He fucking did, right? And he got Tibor. Mate, that's probably like one of the best things that's ever existed, is you got Tibor on this podcast because you phoned him. He did fucking. I called him randomly.
I called him on Facebook Messenger, and he actually returned my call, or he asked me to call him back. We won't discuss the reasons why.
Ron Perlman.
He did. I had my profile picture as the actor Ron Perlman, because Kevin tells me I look like Ron Perlman.
I never told you. It was your mum that told you that.
That makes it. Oh, that's better then. My mum said it. That makes it a lot better. And he said, "Oh, call me back." He thought I was Ron Perlman using a different name. I was like, "No, man, I'm not Ron Perlman." But he came on the show. Like, it was like 2 days later, something he came on the show, and I couldn't believe it.
Fucking legend! I've still got him on WhatsApp. What a legend, man! Tibor Takas. But Tibor Takas made a film called The Gate. He's also responsible for, I don't know if you got it in the US, Jeanice, but it's called Sabrina the Teenage Witch. It's what we all grew up with.
Oh, heck yeah.
Do you remember that, right?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, he created that as well, right?
Yeah.
He came on this show. Mate, you know what's funny? Whenever we talk to guys like yourself, right, Jeanice, and we talk to our guests and whatever, they realize, like, we've done this for 7 years every weekend. So when you think about that, there's a lot of people that's been on this, a lot of stories that we've never told that people are not aware of, right? So if you go back and watch, you'll see that we've interviewed some of the most amazing folk ever, right? That we've loved growing up. And Tibor Takas was definitely one of them. And I remember saying to him when he came on, "Is your name Tibor Takax or what?" Because J-Mac says it's Tibor Takax, and he's like, no, it's Takas. I was like, that's what I thought, but J-Mac says it was Tibor Takax. But he says that because his film, The Gate, which is a phenomenal film, stars a young Stephen Dorff. If you don't remember him, he's the muscly, good-looking guy in the first Blade film, the bad guy.
Okay.
That's Stephen Dorff. But he was very young. He was young in that film, and I remember for me, The Gate is always a film I watched with my sister growing up because there was scenes in that used to terrify her, right? So it's a special place for me. And even watching it now, it's beautiful for so many reasons, right? And we got him on the podcast, and we tried to describe to him what it was that these old films had, and its charm. That's exactly what it is. It's an enchanting charm that almost makes you feel like like you watch Stranger Things, and you could almost go like, right, if I went to the place where that exists, if that was real, and I would know exactly where to go. I would know whose house to go to. I'd know what mall to go to. There's a beauty in that lacks in today's movies, right? It lacks. And most 80s and 90s, even when you watch films that were not that acclaimed, that were not like amazing films, you could still go back and go, that film had charm, even though it was shite. There was a beauty in what the filmmakers did in the 80s and 90s. And by the way, when I say even though it was shite, I don't mean it was shite as in we didn't like it. It was shite as in like it didn't hold up against the other films, but there's still a beauty in it. There's still an effort that went in it. So by the way, when I say a film's shite, that doesn't mean I don't like it. That does not mean I don't like it. Matthew Mann, back us up here. Do you know what I mean? Some of the favorite films of mine are shite, but I love them. Never Ending Story. I swear I'm going to get a tattoo of the Orin symbol. I'll literally have the Orin necklace, right? I've got the book in 2 different editions, right? The Never Ending Story to me is not just a film, but there's something beautiful about it. I went in a shop the other day, even though I own it already on a book, right? Sorry. I have the book of the Never Ending Story, the novelization by Michael End, right? I have the original book, but I saw this in a shop the other day and went, even though I already have it, I don't have it with this cover. And because of this is what it is. This is a fucking holy grail to me. I'm fucking getting it.
Movie
I can't
nerd.
walk away and leave it. I can't leave this in a shop. Are you joking?
Nerd! Fucking nerd!
Are you joking? I can't leave this in a shop. Look at this. Property of.
Nerd Central.
With my Harry Potter wand. Property of KEVINWELLS.
Well, he learned how to.
And now the book has no value.
The value's in here, mate. The value's in here in my fucking heart.
Jeanice,
With the Elder Wand.
Jeanice, one of the words that Kevin repeatedly used there was the word shite, which is it's a very British word.
I know.
What's your favourite word or phrase that we use on this show that is so Scottish or so British that you love it?
Pish.
Pish. Did she just say pish?
Oh man!
Yep.
It's one of my favourites.
Pish.
Yep.
Do you know what pish means, Jeanice?
I do.
What does pish mean?
And Jay seems to say it like every episode without fail.
Pish means rubbish. Here.
Well,
Yeah.
it can also mean the reason that I disappeared for a few seconds a while ago. I had to go
Did you
for
disappear?
a pish.
I thought you had issues with your camera.
No, I had to go talk to a toilet about a pish. But
On that,
no. It's Kevin's turn to go for his little pish. But that's Jeanice. That's so funny that's your favourite word. Did you have to kind of Google it or anything to work out what it meant, or was it one of those words that's quite similar?
No.
It's similar enough to the real word that you're like, okay.
Simple enough, and I've heard it enough. It just, 2 and 2. Yeah, like I said, you say it, I think, every episode.
There's another word that the Scots use to describe something that's pish, and the other word is keich, right? So that I think it's spelled Kiech, keich, and it's another word for shit or shite. It's like this movie is absolute keich, and I like to spread the awareness of Scottish colloquialisms and Scottish slang to get it out there in the world, because it's beautifully ugly. Like, these words are beautifully ugly. Keech, shite, bollocks, pish. They've got such a ring to them, and I don't know. I love being where I'm from. Like I'm quite patriotic I'm a Scottish patriot. I'm like a little fat bald William Wallace. That's me.
All right. I've heard worse.
Definitely. I don't think I won't have as much historical significance as William Wallace, but you know, I like to think that he and I are on the same we're on the same path. So
that's funny.
Like, actually, this is maybe a kind of fun little sideline conversation to have. How did you discover this podcast? Can you remember?
From Cody and Satori, actually.
Ah, right. Do you know them personally?
No, but I do follow them, and I have watched a lot of their stuff, and that
right.
Was
okay.
How, yeah.
We loved the podcast we did with those guys. It was great fun. So you came in on the paranormal side, but stuck with us. You stuck with us for the rest of the pish, shite, bollocks, and keech.
Yeah. Yeah, I just thought you guys were so awesome. I was like, I got to hear more. So yeah.
That's phenomenal. I know that we can be funny, but I think it's just part of who we are as probably as Scotsmen, is we use humor to get through things, and we use humor to I don't know, kind of break through a wall of what's the word, monotony and just day-to-day life, and to use humor to get through it is one of the best things. It's like this every Sunday. There's a few exceptions, but basically every Sunday we do this show, and I look forward to it so much every week, because it's like therapy. It's somewhere to release, and I don't know what I would do without it anymore. I remember Kevin trying to convince me to do a podcast in the first place, and then it went from Kevin convincing me to do a podcast to convincing me to do live video shows, and I was so apprehensive about it. I was like, I don't know if I want to do that, and then now I wouldn't have it any other way. And it's because of people like yourself, people like you that actually tune into us and enjoy what we're doing, and it makes it feel like we're kind of adding something to somebody else's life. And
you definitely are. I look forward to you guys as much as you look forward to doing it.
That's awesome. Excellent. Do you know what's good for us as well? Like, I think about
Kevin. Kevin, how was your pish? Was that a good
pish? I reached out to a potential guest while taking a pish. That's how fucking professional I am. I'll tell you more after the show about who it was, but I sent a message to someone I want to come on and be our first guest of 2025. By the way, for us, right? See, when you think of it back to the 90s, so that I'm a 90s kid, J-Mac 80s, right? Speaking to someone from another country was like, it just wasn't a done thing, right? And now we've got friends, and I never call you guys, I mean listeners, right? but friends of the podcast, as yourself and everybody that tunes in. Doing this podcast has meant that we get to speak to so many people that are either in the industry or just fans of the industry like yourself, which for us is a beautiful wee thing. We've got a wee community here, which is excellent, which is why we have a Facebook group called the Jibber Jabber Community. And that's for you guys to post cool stuff as well as it is us. I know I post the show stuff and all the information every week, but that's for you guys as well. So if you're watching this or listening on Spotify, Audible, because we're available everywhere, and you're like, here, I would always wanted to ask something, or I think you guys should get a really cool guest on, and this is who I think you should get on. Jump into that group, Jibber Jabber Movie Community on Facebook, and post stuff. I will always decline the guys that are like, here, buy these shoes because they're scams, right? But I can always tell when there's a genuine post, right? But the purpose of the Jibber Jabber, and it's Jibber Jabber, which is Mr. T. Quit your Jibber Jabber, right? Talk shite. And most movie fans talk shite. And that's exactly what we do. And that's exactly what we expect you guys to do. So we get together and we do it. We Jibber Jabber together. And that's why we always say...
What's funny, Kev, you'll see when we watch this episode back, when you watch it back, that when you were away, I asked Jeanice how she discovered this. And she
I think she's told us this on the show before. It was Cody and...
there we go. So she came in. Your hard drive, man. It's impressive. That's
the RAM. We're gonna slice our RAM.
But the fact that, like, she came in through the paranormal side, which we haven't done for a long time, and I miss that. I
Kieran fucking fell off the side of the earth, man.
I know, but let's just do it ourselves again. Bring in Wee Fee again, whatever. We'll find a way to do it again.
Yeah, we will.
But I do miss that. But the fact that she came in through that side of it and she stuck with us through all of our pish bollocks, shite and key, and she's still loving it. And that's
the real ones.
That makes you feel warm inside.
I know the real ones stick by us, right? They pop in for a wee minute because our content has them curious, but the real ones stick by, which is class. Which is why, by the way, see if we ever became Stuckman level or fucking nards. By the way, you remember Barry came on? Wolfman's Got Nards. He's very good. He's very good at stuff he does. Check out his channel, by the way. He's just got his play button and no surprise. And I figured out, because I watched some of his content and I went, what is it about what he does that people love? And I watched his Babadook video and I went, right. He's convinced me that I've watched the Babadook wrong and that my interpretation of it is wrong. So he gives insight to films where you're like, here, I watched this wrong. And believe me, that's a thing. You can actually watch something wrong. You can go in with a wrong mindset. And that, for me, I thought, okay, he's a guy that teaches you all about mindset, about when you're watching something. Very talented guy. Fucking deserves all those subscribers that he's got. And if we ever become that big to the point where this channel makes almost enough money to sustain itself, right? But if this channel ever blew up, right, Joe Rogan style, we would 100% put all the money into fucking traveling and meeting all you guys and doing all that really cool shit, because for us, that's what this is. And it's great because J-Mac lives so far away from me. We don't work together anymore, but we chat every day. And this podcast is a huge reason for that, which I think is fucking beautiful. If we didn't have a podcast, I would still chat every day, but it's good that we do. It's good that we have this because it's a meeting for friends, which is why I say anybody that watches a show that wants to come on, wants to chat shit, wants us to reach out to other people, like, do it. Like, this is a place for everybody to chill and to totally hang out. You don't need to be a celebrity. We've had Billy Bob Thornton on this, and we've had fucking, mind that guy, what was it, he sang a song we did that looked like a, what was his name again? Ross.
Oh, Ross Gibson. He was brilliant. You might have seen, did you, Jeanice, you maybe seen the episode we did with Ross Gibson. He had a childhood cancer and it really affected his appearance. But he does a lot of he writes his own songs and stuff and on TikTok and that, and the guy's phenomenal. He's really funny, such a great soul. He's a great
beautiful
person.
human being.
And we would never have had the chance. Yeah, we'd never have the chance to have contact with him if it wasn't for this show and other social media. So
right,
and it's the same. The same goes for yourself. And It's good to meet beautiful people doing a beautiful thing. And I said to Jeanice while you were away, Kevin, that this show is like therapy for me. So I get to look forward to it every week, and it's somewhere that I can vent frustrations and send videos of people that you hate giving you personal messages.
Mate, this show led me into a career and built my CV to a point that I'm fucking invincible. And anytime I go for another job, you know what I mean? This show, and you know what's funny? The very cool thing about this, right? I know we're talking about Gremlins, right? We've covered that. I said to J-Mac when we worked together all those years ago, I said to him, here, I think we should start something together. I started something on my own, realised I'm not that good on my own. I need something to bounce off of. J-Mac was a perfect thing. I identified it, and I said to him, we should do this, and then we should do this, and that could lead to this, and this. And it all happened eventually, right? The next stages that will happen eventually haven't happened yet, but that's something that I believe will eventually. But it's led us to meet so many good people like Matthewman. Matthewman, by the way, see if you see something on this show that looks fucking incredible. That's Matthewman. Anything otherwise is me. But anything that looks incredible is
anything worse than that is me.
So you'll never see that shit.
If it looks good, it's Matthewman. If it sounds kind of funny, it's probably Jay. No, I'm just kidding.
Matthewman, by the way, he's a well that needs tapped, and that will happen, and it might already be in the process of happening. But that guy's fucking phenomenal.
Oh, he is.
Fucking yeah.
Where did that come from? Matthewman's sexy.
But I have loved doing this episode tonight, especially with you, Jeanice, because you've been with us for a wee while now.
Fuck you then, I'm off.
I said especially, which means as well as because it's been excellent having you every week. You're always there. A lot of people always look for, I would rather have a Jeanice every week than 3,000 people every week, because it means more to have someone that actually cares for what we do and feels exactly what we do than have 3,000 people tune in who just want to see anything. Do you know what I mean? So it means a ton to us. Look after the people that show up every week. I promise I will speak to Heather about getting your t-shirts sorted. I know for a fact that it's been an issue for her because I've spoke to her back and forth, and we'll see how we can get that fixed. We're not that big enough that everybody from across the seas, which, by the way, believe it or not, but our biggest audience come from your neck of the woods. They're not actually from the UK.
I don't doubt that.
Well, apparently it's because of our accents. Our accents are more attractive over there than they are here.
I'll agree with that.
Apparently, right? Which is mental.
Yeah, but Danny talk pish.
But definitely, it means a lot to us, and we'll keep doing this. J-Mac, this will never end, right?
No.
Life is short. Have fun,
Yeah.
Exactly. And
he's always like, "Oh, I don't want to get sacked." It's like you can't. It's like Dex fucking sacking Ant. Like there's no such thing. You know what I mean?
I know I'm never going to get sacked. That's a piss take based on conversations we've had. But
no, it doesn't work.
No, this is one of my favorite things to do in fact, it's my favorite thing to do every week. It's my favorite thing, and I always look forward to it. And it's like I said, it's like therapy. So let's keep it going.
I agree.
And and we have an extended family like yourself, Matthewman. You're like our brothers and sisters, so we'll always make sure that we try to do the best content. And if you guys want us to do shit that's like, here, guys, we need to. Why don't you try this or whatever? I mean, we had Billy Bob Thornton on the show. Remember that, J-Mac?
Yeah, I do.
And fucking Billy Bob Thornton on the show, right? So anything is possible, right? And we'll keep trying our hardest to fucking make it as cool as hell. This is our second last episode before 2025, right? 50. In the heat, man. So next week, by the way, is our Jibber Jabber. I've got the graphic here. Gremlins is class, by the way. Jibber Jabber podcast end of year awards, right? keep an eye on the Facebook. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put categories and let everybody vote, right? But J-Mac and I will also, there will be categories for you guys to vote, right? And there will be categories for J-Mac and I to vote. This will include, and I'm going to probably reach out to Nards and Matthewman about coming on. And what we'll do is the best films of the year, right? But there will also be categories that is number one fan of the year, number one listener, all that cool shit, right? And I swear, right, I will put my own money into it to send in all the people that win Wii rewards, whether it's cool shit. There's something I'm going to buy Matthewman, right? And I'll probably do it after Christmas, because Christmas, with me being Genghis Kev, you can imagine it's fucking expensive, right? After Christmas, I'm going to buy Matthewman something for being the absolute top G that he is and fucking going out his way to always fucking make sure that we look fucking class and all that. I'm going to buy him something.
He deserves
right?
it, yes.
He absolutely deserves it. But I will put my own money into some of these rewards. So keep it out of the Facebook. This is next week. We're going to talk Jibber Jabber Podcast End of Year Rewards, right? Where everybody gets fucking celebrated. It'll be like tonight almost. We just chat fucking class. Anybody wants to come on, let us know. We'll send a link, jump in, and we're going to do fucking awards, all right? Better than the Oscars. Keep an eye for the categories. J-Mac and I are going to chat a wee bit about that. But that will be the last episode of the year. And 2025, mark my fucking words, J-Mac, you and I are going to travel up to the UK again, like we did in 2018, 2019. Right? We're doing that again. Right? We're going to do more out with, right? I've got big fucking plans. We're going to have big guests, and more so, we're going to grow to a fucking proper height that we've never before. Jeanice,
Right.
I can't thank you enough, not only for sticking with us, for being there every fucking week, cheering us on. You mean to us what we mean to you. It's fucking, it goes both ways. And know that you're always welcome on the show, and it's a brotherhood. Even if we stop the show tomorrow, we're still bombers. Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for picking our episode. This episode is dedicated to you.
I think Ray has something stuck in his throat. Did I hear that right?
Has he?
Yeah.
What did Ray say?
He said,
What did Ray say?
Yeah. No, he didn't say anything. Jay's right. He's coughing.
Classic Ray.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ray, for sticking
Ray.
with us as well.
Yeah.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
You guys are.
I think of you guys as family.
No,
So.
Oh man, and vice versa, man. You guys are fucking legends. So here's to the next. We're 7 years in, so that's nearly 10. And when we get to 10 years, there'll be mad rewards, right? But here's almost a decade, right? I would cheers you, but I fucking tanned all the Daniels that was in there. I am going to play this episode out with for context here, right?
Oh yes,
yes. This is J-Mac and I. Believe it or not, we have a production company together. An actual fucking production. You can look us up, Company House. It's an actual company. We have a company together, right? Which is mental. Which came from this podcast. Everything came from this podcast, right? Everything came from me coming up to him and Kayam and saying, "What if?" Right? And it happened. And there's more to come, right? But we created. We've made many. We're very creative people, as you can tell. We created an advert for Braveheart, right? And a lot of this I got to give top trumps to J-Mac, who gave me the dialogue actually for this episode, right? This fucking advert. we put on Braveheart, and we thought, right, rather than just saying, we're putting Braveheart on in the cinema, come and see it. We're going to be speaking to some of the cast, which were very, very beautiful people.
Yeah, we're like, fuck it. Let's do some trespassing and film an ad.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is me as William Wallace, right?
William Willis.
William Willis, who's kind of like William Wallace, right? Big perks to J-Mac because he done a lot of the dialogue on this. So everything you see me saying here, right? And just to let you know, I based my character off Drew McIntyre, who's a Scottish wrestler in WWE. Right, he wrestled his last match in WWE on the Indies next to my house. I based my character off of him, but a lot of the dialogue came from J-Mac on the day, and I had to remember it. Ladies and gentlemen, here is what you call the fucking Braveheart. This is Braveheart advert from us, filmed by our company, No Real Productions. Go check out www.norealproductions.co.uk. We made loads of cool shit. Here we go. Can you hear that, guys? Aye?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's like Monty Python. That's me. All the hair, man. Sucks that you didn't get any fucking control out of that shit, man. Fucking sucks.
You suit the long hair, man.
I know, I used to have long hair until I grew old.
Sons and daughters of Scotland, my name is William Wallace.
William Wallace is 7 feet tall.
That's
Shut
J-Mac.
Today, I stand before you in defiance of the tyranny of the big change cinemas.
I edited this, by the way. That's my skill.
1st of July, Bathgate Cinema. Come along to see Braveheart once again on the big screen. Stunning 4K. Some of you will buy tickets and you'll be there. And others won't, and you won't. But it will be bloody brilliant.
Hurry up! The tickets aren't too many.
That's right. And who knows, maybe one or two of the actors from the actual film itself will be in attendance. But that's why you've got to buy your tickets!
Look at that sword.
So go now to www.bathgatecinema.co.uk and secure your tickets, or go into the cinema and book up. You don't want to miss it.
And the sun comes out. The sun comes out. Look at that.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was
it's fucking
perfect.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful.
There's me again.
There's Connor again.
And there's Connor again, yeah.
That's his nephew. He's getting bummed up a right fucking Trojan looking guy.
Boom boy.
A boom boy.
That's so funny. Boom boy.
Never so prevalent, boom boy.
Yeah.
10 out
Wow.
of 10.
Thank you. The creativity of us guys knows no fucking boundaries. Reign of Horror says this must be director's cut of Braveheart, the lost scenes. 100%.
Yep.
Mate, I'm going to check your stuff out after this episode. Reign of Horror, January 2025. Get on the podcast, my friend. I'm going to check your stuff out. Imagine we go and check your stuff out and it's shit. I'm like, oh no. Just kidding, mate. There's no way. There's no way. So, Reign of Horror, you're going to come on this show. We're going to chat shit. Jeanice, you absolute beauty, man. Thank you for not only being a fucking loyal jibber jabber, but for being a friend and someone we can always look forward to chatting to every fucking week, man. Anytime you want to come on this show, let us know. We'll send you the link, right? Ray. Jeanice, you should also do your own content, mate. I don't know what... You're just chilling, no doing any content. Do your own content.
That's what Ray
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, right. I don't know what you're waiting on, right? I'm very well known for someone who can give advice, and then when I give advice to these people, they go off and do really fucking awesome things, right? I'm telling you, Jeanice, do some content, right? TikTok is a place where people can make a lot of money doing a lot of cool shit with the talents that they have, right? Go do it. Fucking find what it is that you love. Do it and fucking do it to the best of your ability, my friend, because you will fucking slay. Jeanice is a fucking powerhouse.
See, I've thought
Powerhouse.
about doing the crochet videos because
Right?
Yeah.
That looks
Oh,
fucking
you
excellent.
did that?
Yes.
Ah.
Yes,
Nice.
man. Yeah.
I've been crocheting
Nice.
for 20 years and I've thought about it, and hubby keeps saying, do it. And I'm
Right. So what are you waiting on? Jeanice, what are you waiting on? Right?
like,
I'm
too
going to
shy.
check in with you in a week. No. Jeanice.
Hang on. I'm
Right.
just looking for the reasons for you not to do it. Oh, fuck all.
See when I met J-Mac, the thought of him doing a podcast, he was shiting himself. See when we done a podcast,
Right.
he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm getting this." See when I said we're going to go video. He was like, oh, no. We done video. See, when I said we're going to do video, but we're going to do it live, he was like, oh, no, I can't do it. See, if I said to him, we're going to go back to the start and we're just going to do an audio podcast, he'd be like, fuck that shit, right? Trust me, right? I saw it in him.
The scariest thing, Kevin, the scariest thing about going live was me saying something that would end my life. But then you realise after a short time that you can control yourself in the things that you say. You can compute it in your mind before you say it and go, that's going to get me in trouble. I'm not going to say that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I'm all up for the times that it does and doesn't. Fuck it, it's good fun.
And true, the thing is that as well, loyalty plays a big, huge part. So if J-Mac said something that didn't work, I'd be like, right, J-Mac, let's figure out a way in which we can do this when it does, rather than just going,
or
right?
J-Mac, didn't fucking say that again.
My word would be more so like, J-Mac, see that bit? Should we try and find ways in which we can figure that out differently?
Yeah, let's try and find ways in not doing that in a really subtle way.
We generate income, but we could generate more if we try it this way. You know what I mean?
It's a learning curve. It's a learning curve. But thank you
Life
very
is a learning
much.
curve.
Thank you, Jeanice, for your time today. Thanks, Ray, for clearing your throat in the background and just being the man that you are. And in fact, Ray, come on, poke your head in for a second.
No, poke your head in, Ray, man.
Wow, man.
Mate, he looks like John Lord from Deep Purple.
He looks like oh my God, Ray, you really look like that guy from he plays the sheriff in My Cousin Vinny.
My Cousin Vinny.
Fuck. What's the hang on, before we go, Kev, you need to bring up a picture of this guy. I will find out his name right now.
You look like John Lord from Deep Purple, who was one of the greatest key players in history. Ray, do you like Deep Purple?
There we go.
No.
I've seen them twice. Mate, I've seen them twice in concert. They are the fucking icons of rock and roll. You look up Deep Purple, my friend. You will love it.
My cousin.
John
Here
Lord.
we go. Here we go. My cousin Vinny. Let's find this guy's name.
What's his name?
Bruce McGill. Kevin, bring up a picture of Bruce McGill.
Have the McGills been in? We'll not be needing these then.
The McGills have been in.
We'll not be needing these then. Bruce McGill, here he is. Ray Faust.
It's Ray.
Ray, it's on. Isn't it, Ray? It's on cam. He's unimpressed with you, J-Mac. He's unimpressed.
Oh, that guy. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, Jeanice, you've done well. You've done well.
Thank you.
That's his way of saying. That's his way of saying he'd do your fella.
No, I ain't no boom boy.
I ain't no boom boy. Mate, his fella's like a fucking Viking. When I went into your sister's house, I went, I clearly know now who's the taker and who's the giver.
Jesus fuck. Right, we need to end the show before I get in trouble.
Yep.
And it's you that's doing it.
Jeanice, you absolute legend. It's been a pleasure. Please come on again at any point when you feel like you fancy it. And this has been Gremlins, and Gremlins are fucking class. And on that note, everybody have a great Christmas. We'll see you next week for the Jibber Jabber Podcast Awards ceremony. It'll be a beautiful end to the year, and here's to 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, you fucking rock, and we'll see you on the next one. Jeanice, you get the final word.
Night, everybody. It's been fun. Love y'all.
He left Jeanice on live. Look. He's an asshole, isn't he?
That's
He's an
funny.
asshole.